A very good morning to you. Welcome to Smart Means Business. We're live here on Smart 24 TV. It's always a delight to have you. Today, the 27th of August. The month is running August 27th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, as we always do it here at Smart Means Business, we are very keen on what is happening in your community, what is happening round about what you are talking about, what conversations are you having. Please let us know what you think about some of your opinions, about some of the topics that we are holding. Let us know what your opinions are. Get onto our social media pages and let us know as Smart 24 TV official and Smart 24 TV as one word. Now, just to give you a sneak peek into what we will be talking about, we have been talking about, of course, the fact coming in last couple of weeks, what happened back. If we are to get way back, you do remember that a couple of decades back, things were a little bit much better. We did have a conversation here with my colleagues, and most say that during the time they grew up, by the time they got to go through all the banana peelings and the papers, it was very easy to sort at household level within their own homes, because they knew that there was a banana plantation somewhere, there was a coffee plantation somewhere, there was a designated place where they did put in a kitchen refuse, and that was put within the household. So they had to do a little bit of sorting, and this was very clear. Even when most of my colleagues and a couple of other people that I have spoken to, more or less a mini survey that I held, and they said, you know what, we used to have these little piles of rubbish whereby you knew at home, and your parents had even told you, especially the mothers, would be very keen on telling their children that please be very, very particular that your rubbish, if it is the banana peelings, if it is anything to do with tomato or discarded kitchen refuse, please put it back. And in most cases, this is what was used as fertilizer for manure. as we were traveling, someone just threw out a bottle, you know, just threw out. It almost hit us. Mind. I said, what are our behaviors? What are our mannerisms? What are our patterns when it comes down to that? Are we very quick to blame cases here? Are we very quick to blame district mayors and all the different LC5s and MPs right now are also being bandwagoned within this? But what role do we have to play as well? To the person who threw out that bottle, you became the topic of discussion, and we're still discussing you right now because you are just one of many that do that every day. So can we have a reality check and have a look at some of the things that we do and maybe see what we could do? And when you are aware, when you are keen on what is happening, it is much easier to rectify than when you are in denial, because the reality about it is that if we don't do anything about it, the environmental degradation is just going to increase. Remember, most of the times, just as this man here threw out that plastic bottle, you have plastic bottles littered all over. You did have a couple of other voices come out and say that this is a business for others that pick up the different bottles, the men and women and little boys that we get to see picking up this bottle. But the reality about it is that if there were collection points for these bottles, it would be far easier. It would be a cleaner community, and we wouldn't have all these different channels blocking up every now and then. So let us know. Get onto our social media pages. Let us know area to engage in, especially with the public sector. Now remember, this is Smart 24 TV. We are here driving business. We give you the latest, and such are opportunities where we only not just look at the different systems and the different pertinent issues. We also look at what are the comparisons in regards to these pertinent issues, what can be done, and of course we do not we don't hide away from highlighting the opportunities. When it comes to this, just as it is being said here, the city authority 73.9% into the waste collection accounts for, the city authority accounts for and let us know what your opinions are. We shall be talking about, of course, what you can do to be able to segregate your waste better. It is not as expensive as it sounds. Waste segregation, like I mentioned, has been done for quite a number of decades within Uganda. Some of us grew up actually segregating waste, and we were told about this, just like I mentioned when I was saying our mothers in most cases told us, can you please separate the kitchen refuse beautiful, creamy flavor, and I was quite impressed. Please get there, and you can even get the little sachets. If you don't want to get the bigger pack of around, I think, 17,000 or 20,000 or even 8,000, you can right now get the little sachets and be able to taste what this Ugandan coffee that they are talking about is all about. General Kainerugaba breaks ground for new defense headquarters, some investment going there. And then Revenue Authority boss rallies bishops to support bishops supporting tax compliance. They are spreading the tentacles all over. The Revenue Authority is here to enable mindset change. And of course, you do have the different investigation going on in regards to the 17 skulls that were highlighted, were discovered last time. Green schools debate, youth hold key to the planet's future. A lot was said about this, and the quest was what can the says they generate electricity worth 6 million every month. How farms are turning trash into treasure. A farm near Kampala is using garbage from city markets to make fertilizer, organic fertilizer, which is fortified with antifungal and soil revitalizing agents for better crop yield. The company also sells each 50-kilogram bag at 49,000 shillings. You see, that's what
first and foremost, I know now, since I have knowledge, I will have to extend my business. The message to Blog is
in the continued development of the country's oil sector and its broader economic growth. That is it from South Sudan, and of course, hopefully, they will be able to have better news and some economic development there. Now, coming in from ESC standardization delays, these are affecting intra-trade. Failure to harmonize and enact a full standardization law is affecting intra-trade with the East Africa within the East Africa, with Uganda on the spot for stalling the enactment of the ESC Standards Act. The process is also very slow, thereby affecting business, as more than half the members are yet to meet the threshold required. Global and regional trade depends on standards, quality assurance, metrology, and testing to establish confidence between customers and suppliers. Within the ESC, it is the legal structure that is yet to be fully in place, further jeopardizing trends on standards, quality assurance, metrology, and testing activities that are essential to improve productivity as well as ensure social and economic development in the region. Indeed, the ESC Secretary General Veronica Nduva is concerned that despite efforts to ensure legislation on standards, a decision by Uganda is holding the bill from being enacted. Zimbabwe is back in familiar territory as the new local unit has started losing ground. The problem seems to be based on how the country tried to ditch the US dollar, now rushing for it. The Southern African country has been grappling with currency crisis for over 24 years. On April 5th, it introduced the Zimbabwe gold, the ZiG, which it said was backed by 2.5 tons of gold and foreign currency reserves worth about $285 million. Authorities were forced into a swift currency change after a drastic depreciation of the Zimbabwe dollar since its reintroduction in 2019, when it lost over 80% of its value from the beginning of this year. The government of President Emerson rolled out a string of policies to shore up the new currency, including jailing street traders that were accused of fueling the parallel foreign currency market and tightly controlling the foreign exchange rate. While the official foreign currency exchange rate has remained relatively stable at $1 to ZiG 14.5 from the fixed rate of $1 to ZiG 13.5 at the introduction of the new currency in April. On the more popular black market, it is now pegged at ZiG 24 to $1. Market watchers say most of the depreciation happened this month, and some are already ringing the alarm bells. They say Zimbabwe's new currency could be heading down a now very familiar path. Zimbabwe's biggest sugar producer, Hippo Valley, put the currency conundrum into perspective in its financial results for the year ending July 30th. The company said while its revenues in the US dollars were decreasing and local currency denominated sales were increasing, service providers were preferring settlement hours a day. This was said by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese at a news conference introducing the legislation recently. Workplaces that breach the rules, which will be enforced by the country's Fair Work Commission tribunal, will face fines of up to 93,900 Australian dollars, which is equivalent to 63,805 US dollars. Australia is not the first country to introduce a right to disconnect from work. Germany, Italy, and Canada have adopted similar measures. But the perceived need for such a measure in Australia, the first country to introduce the 8-hour workday, sits uncomfortably with its international image as a lucky country full of sun-kissed beaches and easygoing people. Despite Australia's laid-back image, researchers, experts, and labor advocates argue the country is facing a growing culture of overwork. Last year, the average Australian employee performed at an average of 5.4 hours of unpaid work each week, while those aged 18 to 29 carried out 7.4 hours of uncompensated labor, according to the report by the Australia Institute. Before taking up her first job as a sales assistant in Melbourne, a different migrant had that Australian workplaces do not usually expect their employees to work between a 9 to 5 schedule or contact them during their free time. But Wong, who is in her late 20s, said her boss often asked her to perform tasks after she had clocked off. She said the experience of overwork was actually worse in China, which is famous for a 996 work culture that sees more employees forced to work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Now that is some news as well to reflect on, because when it comes to Uganda, imagine someone being accustomed, of course, to working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, and you're working from 9 a.m. to 9 to 9. You would have many Ugandans quit work when it comes to this. But this is something as well, not only just the need to is a breather to have more proactive stances, to have more employees come up and say, we must be very particular about the